Bilbao, the 10th largest city in Spain, was a sight of glory as two of England's premier football clubs clashed in the final of this year's UEFA Europa League. Two managers facing intense scrutiny sought to salvage what's left of turbulent league seasons as Ruben Amorim and Manchester United did battle with Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham Hotspur for the title and a spot in next season's UEFA Champions League. Let's relive the spectacle.
2025 UEFA Europa League final is upon us. Fernandes won his header. Vicario came to collect but didn't. It's Bruno Fernandes. He got a shot away but from a prohibitive angle. Porro beyond Solanke and well seen by Mazraoui in front of Richarlison. Solanke tight to Maguire. It's a steal from Brennan Johnson. Johnson! Thrashed back in by Sarr and Maguire made the block. Richarlison. Slipped in for Bentancur. Sarr once more and Johnson's in there! And Tottenham struck first on the big night!
The big smile on the face of Brennan Johnson. He's always a threat. He will always track that back post. This time, though, he comes from such a wide position to get all the way across. Akin to a centre-forwards run, isn't it? Right in the centre of the box. All it needs is a touch. It's not the prettiest goal you're ever going to see.
Bruno Fernandes plays it in. Vicario couldn't keep it. Højlund! Off the line, Van der Ven! Euro! And smuggled away for Son. And there's his first touch. Mazraoui, Fernandes! Spears his plunging header wide. Fernandes again, scooped out towards Garnacho, beyond whom goes Dorgu. Alejandro Garnacho! Vicario got across. Manchester United's corner. They're turning up the wick. When this cross comes, it's got to be the right cross. Bruno Fernandes. Dalot. Now or never for Manchester United. What a save, Vicario! Ahmad's delivery. Overhead is into the side netting and behind. Everything they hoped. It's about to happen for Spurs. How they have waited, how they have thirsted. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs have gone and done it at last. Ange Postecoglou has delivered as he promised he would. Manchester United are left with nothing but a pile of regrets.
Yes, our football analyst Brent Sancho joining us now via Zoom to dissect the game. I think he's on telephone, in fact. Brent, Ricardo said at the top of the show that, well, although these are UEFA Europa League finalists, they are in fact 16th and 17th in the English Premier League this season. And the quality of the game today kind of illustrated that.
Yeah, it had a lot of semblances, a relegation scrap, didn't it? It did lack genuine quality, and I think when you look at the two teams and where they're positioned in the table, it was indicative of the contest we saw. Just both teams really struggling for any fluidity and really in any sort of putting together of a resemblance of what a final should really look like. But at the end of the day, I think Spurs would be happy with the win, obviously, with how their season have gone. And Manchester United would be bitterly disappointed. It's hard to say that Spurs deserved to win because I just thought both teams were so poor. It really was a smidgen and a moment that happened for Spurs that decided the football match.
Yeah, history will record, though, that they have won the Europa League for 2025, Brent, and their manager has been under a lot of pressure, as has Amorim, but he Postecoglou's pressure has been intense for the Spurs fans, and he did suggest that he does have a trend of winning titles in his second season wherever he goes. So he must be really happy tonight, even though the season has been rotten for Tottenham.
Yeah, I think we're happy with the fact that that they won the match. He'd be happy with the fact that when Manchester United started turning on the...
I think we're having some audio issues there with Brent. But converse, we talk about Postecoglou and how happy he would be. Pretty sinking feeling for Man United and Coach Amorim.
Yeah, pretty sinking feeling for them, especially because I feel like coming into this matchup, everybody would think that Manchester United had the acumen, they had the personnel to overcome a Tottenham Hotspur team that carries the tag Spursy, and we all know where that tag comes from. The fact that whenever Spurs gets the opportunity to do great things, they mess it up. So there has been an adjective, a term coined to describe Spurs, and I feel like after today, you know, some of us would have to drop that tag from them. What I will say though, Lance and Ricardo, is I'm very happy for one person on this team, and it's not Ange Postecoglou. It's Son Heung-min. He's been with this club for quite some time. My mind even ran on Harry Kane, who used to be a part of this Tottenham Hotspur setup. I think Son Heung-min would walk away feeling like he won a trophy, and I agree. It's not an English Premier League title. It's not a Champions League title, but it's a testament of what Son Heung-min has done for this team. He has been very, very consistent in his own personal performances, not good enough to get his team across the line for a trophy. So today I feel like even if you're not a Tottenham Hotspur supporter, you can't help but feel happy for him.
Yeah, Son has seen better days for sure, but
yes.
you know, is a moment for him to treasure. I think Brent is back with us on the line. Brent, you dropped out when you were just making a point, and we moved on to talk about Son and the impact that he's had on this unsuccessful Spurs team for quite some years now.
Yeah, he has toyed, hasn't he? Of course, not the best of season, one lead with injuries, and it was a good moment to see him come on the pitch. He obviously not at 100%, but still able to contribute. And it's players like that of course, you feel happy for in the moment. But I think for Spurs' perspective, and when you look past this trophy, it's what's the next step for them. It really is a team that has really disappointed. I think Big Ange would be very lucky if he survives the bullet at the end of the season. And it's a lot of question marks. Yes, they've won. Yes, they've got the Champions League. And they will celebrate that, of course. But I think when you look forward, there's a lot of question marks there for that Tottenham Hotspur team.
Yeah, so are you suggesting that, Brent, you would not be surprised if Postecoglou loses the job heading into next season?
No, I'd be surprised if he keeps it. I mean, when you look at what has transpired throughout the season, you look at the battles that he's had with fans, with one or two situations, he's really struggled. He's came in with a particular style of playing a very high line. It's not been successful. It has not worked. And he's brought in a lot of those players as well. So when you take all those things into account and what they do next, as I said, I'd be very, very surprised if he stays.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I think it's too early to even think about Ruben Amorim parting ways with Manchester United. But it has been a difficult season for him.
Oh, it's been bitterly difficult. And the mere fact that he's come in and he's been asked to come in early and he's not been able to turn around the fortunes is a feeling in Manchester that he may have gotten a better handle of the dressing room than other managers. But from a Manchester United perspective, I know I've spoken at length about their woes and their challenges off the pitch. You just wonder, how are they going to... You can't just usher out 20-odd players out to your club. And of course, with the financial impacts and all the different financial fair plays that come with the sport, where are they going to start? It's going to be a long road back for Manchester United. You know, I just hope that the management and, of course, fans don't expect Amorim to just wave a wand and things will change. It is going to take some time.
Yeah, but just on average, Brent, how long do you think this rebuild will be necessary for Manchester United, and how...
I think it would take a couple of transfer windows, Brian. I think it would take maybe 4 or 5 transfer windows. It's a lot of players there that are just not good enough. They're nowhere near it, nowhere close to the standards that Manchester United are. And even if you look deeper down, yes, there's some good young talent, but Manchester United is a team that has operated in the upper echelons of world football. And you just can't even see them breaking into the top 4 next season. And I expect that they will have to do a lot of teaching. A lot of those players there have no business being there, and they're going to have to try to move them on.
Yeah, a lot to do. Just hope they can be patient with Ruben Amorim as they try to do this rebuild, because what we do know is big clubs like this, you know, sometimes the first thing is they sack the manager, but a lot of work has to go into rebuilding this Manchester United team.
Yeah, Brent, do you feel that Ruben Amorim at this stage would be regretting taking this Manchester United job?
I think he knew what he was getting himself involved in. I think there may have been some assurances from the board, and hence the reason he would have come in a bit earlier. Like any manager of that ilk, the opportunity to coach a team of the size and magnitude of Manchester United is very, very difficult to turn down. He may feel that you did see imprints of the way he wants his team to play. And that could be some sort of a shining light for him. But I think a lot of it is down to the type of players he has. And again, yes, he may feel that obviously that there's a lot of work to do, but he is very aware of that when he took the job. So I think he's someone that's come in wide-eyed and understanding of what the situation is.
Yeah, I guess in a way, Brent, the UEFA Europa League presented the opportunity and for both teams, not just Manchester United, but Tottenham as well, to get a lifeline. And that lifeline is to be in the UEFA Champions League next season, because by being in the UEFA Champions League, it's likely that you would attract better quality players. Now that Manchester United will not be playing in Europe's top flight next season, how much more difficult do you suspect it will be for Ruben Amorim to bring in the quality players that he will want to bring this unit forward?
And to add to your point, Ricardo, 100 million less as well, because that's the purse that was at stake going into this occasion. I think he always had a difficult task. I always felt that, and you've seen it when you look at transfer gossip and news and players that are touted to go to Manchester United but end up elsewhere. It's because of place that players just don't want to go because of the current environment. It is already in a difficult situation. It has been exacerbated now, of course, with this current turn of events. He is going to have to build slowly. The question is whether or not he will be given the time to do so, because there are so many different departments in the field that needs working on and that needs fixing and quickly. He cannot afford another 17th place or 16th place. He cannot afford that. He cannot afford to lose as many games as he has this season. So it is going to be very, very difficult for Amorim. It's a task that is certainly not envious for many managers. I can just imagine what he's thinking, but it has to be done.
Yeah, okay, Brent, we're going to leave it there. Thanks for your analysis of this Europa League final today, and we'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
Guys, have a great one.
Yeah, congratulations to Tottenham Hotspur. First trophy for them in 17 years, and the UEFA Champions League awaits for them next season. We go to break. Ramarak will be back with Zone Update 2 after this.